My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Well, looking at my rollie, it's about that time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Darren Otero, a.k.a. Steve Stevens, the Bookie Killer. Some call me El Scorcho. Some call me Stevie Wales, Steve Aroni. You can call me whatever you want as long as you don't call me broke. Fair enough? As you know, March 21st, 2019, and it's the opening day of the March Madness tournament. I couldn't be more excited. The office is going crazy. The atmosphere is excited. The phones are ringing off the hook. People are ready to make fucking money. You want to book a trip to Las Vegas, get ready to pay triple airfare because Las Vegas is off the fucking hook right now. Every sports book has a line around the building. This is the time of the year where real sports bettors get actually mad because guys that are looking to bet serious have to wait 2 hours because you got a guy in front of you betting $5. So make sure when you come to town, if you're going to bet a game, give yourself a little bit more time than 30 minutes to get a bet in because, like I said, the casinos are swamped. And guess what they're looking to do? Take you for every fucking dollar that you have. Thank God for me and my podcast because I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Got a great show for you today. Going to go over a couple different things. Talk about the March Madness as well. Brought my good pal, Paparazzi, along with me for the ride once again. Since he acted on his best behavior last week.
I try.
Figured I'd bring him in one more time. I was going to knock this podcast out by myself. However, Poppy knows a lot of shit. He rolls with me and makes my job a lot easier. Next week, I think we got a special guest. Eva might be coming to the show next week. We'll keep you guys tuned on that. Ava Fiore, nice little woman in the sports business, million followers, makes her good money on sponsors like I do. That's actually when I noticed her.
Yeah.
I don't follow anybody and stuff like that, but when I see that my sponsors are like, hey, check this girl out, she makes big money too. When a girl's knocking off $1 million a year in sponsors, Steve Stevens likes it. You know what I mean?
I think you guys would be a dynamic duo, that's for sure.
The whole reason why I did this podcast is to get all the sponsors. I know these people think that, like some of you guys think I owe you information about sports. I don't owe you shit. I own a sports business. I make my money selling picks. That's what I do for a living. However, this is a spinoff of my show, Money Talks on CNBC, so I feel it's my duty to teach you amateur sports bettors not only what sports betting is, what the lingo is, but more importantly, how to make money doing it. What do you think, Pop?
I think anybody who's been a regular fan of this podcast knows for sure they've been making a lot of money if they've been following this. So,
well, one thing, if you've been following our show, you know that it sounds like my little sports book review is going viral on that motherfucking ass.
I think it's the next big hit right there. If you guys haven't checked it out, go to our social media, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. You'll see the man right there reviewing the sports books all around town.
I'm third generation, born and raised in Vegas. My sports book reviews are about going to the book, finding out what sports they take, what their limits are, and atmosphere. It's more like limits, lifestyle, and atmosphere. I'm going to tell you my perspective of what the atmosphere is, whether it smells like ass or whether it smells like peppermint. I'm not here to give any casino a bad rap. I'm here to tell you about the sports book for everybody in America. That way, when you're coming to town, no matter what hotel you're at, here in about 60 days, I'll have every sports book done. That way you can go right to the website, right to the internet and see Steve Stevens Sportsbook Review. You'll know what sports they take, what their limits are, and whether you're going to get robbed or not going in their sportsbook, or whether you need a pacemaker, or whether you need an oxygen mask, or whatever. Maybe you need a suit and tie. Who fucking knows? I'm going to make sure that I give it to you raw. Now, one thing that I am fucking disappointed on is how the fuck are these videos only getting a couple thousand views a week but on YouTube, but yet on Instagram, Sportsbook Review has went viral. We're getting 19, 20,000 views in a 6-day period, 5-day period. but only 2,000 on YouTube. YouTube, what the fuck?
I don't get it either. I think a lot of people are going to Instagram, but definitely go to YouTube because on Instagram you're getting an abbreviated cut of it. YouTube, you're getting the full version, so you get a lot more information from this guy.
That's my point. So if you're looking for the full Sportsbook reviews, go to YouTube, Steve Stevens Sportsbook Reviews, and you can get the whole review. But if there's only going to be 2,000 people watching them on YouTube, I won't do the motherfuckers no more, Poppy. You ain't getting me to go to no sportsbook and do a review. But considering I got that 6-figure deal for the sponsor, I guess I'll continue to do them. You know what I'm saying?
Wait till they see the next one at a lower class casino.
We're going Arizona Charlie's, Caesar's Palace next. Anyway, advertising opportunity. If you're watching or listening to the podcast, you own a small business or a company interested in getting involved in this booming sports betting business, hit us up at advertising@VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We'll get back with you with all the details on how you become a sponsor. And remember, I have no feelings with replacing sponsors. I got a new sponsor coming up next month, taking over our last sponsor. I got 2 more sponsors taking over the last one. Cash is king with me, guys. I mean, I'm a loyal person, but cash is king. The sports consulting business is in full effect. Everybody needs a book. So I'm doing this show. Who do you think's getting more money, more action, I should say, a sports book or my company?
Your company.
I'd say no, because you figure out of 2,000, let's say 10,000 people watch the podcast.
I missed that question. Correct.
If 10,000 people watch the podcast,
correct.
9,500 of those people bet and need a book.
Correct.
Not even close. Only 1,500 of them feel like they need my advice.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Not even close. The sports books are getting way more
Correct.
out of the deal.
And people think they know how to do it themselves. They usually get buried before they call me, or they're smart. They're green peas just getting in the business, and they call me first. Remember, guys, a lot of fraud going on right now. Everybody acting like they're me. Everybody wants to be a Steve Stevens. Showtime completely copied a fucking show of Money Talks, which is embarrassment for themselves and everybody else. But there's only one guy in history that had a show all about him and his business, and he is I, and he is I, and he is I, and I am him. So Steve Stevens, the one and only. There's only one motherfucker out there. Don't be fooled by all these pretend guys that act like they're sports consultants who don't even have an office. What pisses me off is I'm okay with some of these people that act like they are, like even the Vegas Dave dude, you know, or even anything that comes out about sports betting. I'm okay with all that shit because I want people to have the knowledge of it. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to know what's up. But when you got a guy like Vegas Dave that acts like a sports consultant and acts like he owns a sports consultant business, motherfucker, you're a 5'2" midget, you have trust fund money, and you're a sports bettor, not a sports consultant. A sports consultant is a guy like me who actually has an office, who has 40 people, and does millions of dollars a year in business. That's what a sports consultant does. A guy that manages his clients, money management, discipline, game a day, not every day, you know, real type shit. That's what I fucking do. So I'm okay with some of these guys. Vegas Dave, dude, I don't give a fuck about him either. But understand you're a sports bettor. You're not a sports consultant. You don't know shit about this industry. So when you go somewhere, you know, number one, if you're going to pay to be in a show, have your title as a sports bettor.
Correct.
And no one would sweat you. You know what I mean?
Big difference.
That's my only problem. And as far as TV shows about sports betting being legal, it's absolutely phenomenal. But when you try to have your trailer cut exactly like mine 4 years ago, it's just flat out embarrassing. You know what I mean? But hey, I love it. I love it. Like I said, anybody that imitates me, you know you're doing something very, very well. Huh, Poppy?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you've always said, doesn't somebody have to be successful for somebody to imitate success?
Correct. And no offense, but, you know, I'm making more money in 2019 than I ever have in my fucking life in the sports betting business, more than when my show was popping. You know what I mean? But my show was all about me and my business. Them phone calls came off the hook. Unfortunately, Kenny Kaufman, documentary on Showtime, ain't going to get that many phone calls, my friend. Idiot fucking floating around faggot fuck. What do you say we do a show today, Poppy?
Let's do it.
You want to get a hold of us? 877-220-6540. You're looking for a free pick? Go to our website, VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We got packages for all size shapes of sports bettors. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, which obviously nobody fucking is, what do we got to do on YouTube? What kind of special do we have to do for our fans we have now? How do we get them to tell a friend to subscribe? Should I do something special?
I think we need to do something special.
Put in a podcast. Go to my podcast,
Put something in.
Have one friend subscribe to my show. Put a comment in there. I'll give you a fucking owner selection absolutely free.
There you go.
We got the best fucking knowledge, best sports betting show on YouTube, but no one even knows it's there. I know why. Is it because I'm cheap? No, but I won't pay for advertising. I'm a real OG. I ain't Vegas Dave. I don't pay for fake likes. I don't pay for fake views. I'm not a fake motherfucker. I'm the realest motherfucker in the world. I make millions of dollars, and I don't pay for pussy. I don't pay for fucking, sure as fuck ain't paying for advertising. They pay me. That's the difference in me and all the big guys,
Well,
right?
and who wouldn't want to go to their friend and say, hey, go check this podcast out. Make yourself a few $1,000 because this guy gives out golden nuggets every week. Go make yourself a second income by watching this show.
Who do you think you're gonna respect more? The trust fund kid that acts like he's a sports bettor, or the kid that came from nothing that made millions from sports betting?
It's not even a question.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, VIP Sports LV. Direct us, message us with any questions that you have at any times. We'll get back with you. Back to the fucking YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast. Put a comment in, a thumbs up. We appreciate everything you're doing. Plain and fucking simple. Major League Baseball and sports betting news. This is a very big story. We told you sports betting isn't going anywhere. We laughed when sports betting in Nevada tried to put a bill in, Congress tried to put a bill in to shut down preseason baseball betting. Nevada told them eat a dick because obviously we set the trend for every other state. I mean, after all, they're writing all their legislation off what we've done and what we've conquered. But I love this story. And by the way, this is the story of Major League Baseball being completely aware that sports betting is going to be everywhere and letting you know they're completely on board with it. God, I love Major League Baseball. Let's talk about that sports betting story. Major League Baseball and sports betting. Talk to me.
Major League Baseball is making changes to the pregame protocol heading into its first season with expanded state-sponsored sports betting. Here's the exact quote from Major League Baseball. We are updating a number of procedures to reduce integrity risks associated with the expansion of sports betting in light of the Supreme Court's ruling last May. Major League Baseball said in a statement, one new procedure is that we now ask clubs to submit starting lineups in a uniform fashion in order to reduce the risk of confidential information being tipped. This approach mirrors those of international sports leagues in more developed betting markets.
Bro, are you sweating and shit? Are you going to be able to handle this podcast?
I think
being
I'll be
around me this long, or is it scare you or what?
No.
You nervous or what?
No, I'm not nervous.
Well,
It's
you're
the
sweating
lights.
like a whore in church, bro.
I know.
I haven't seen anyone sweat like this except for when Skip came in off that 4-day run.
No 4-day run
Lost
for me.
million five playing fucking baccarat.
Yes.
You okay, bud? Can you continue?
I'll be able to continue.
Okay.
I'll make it.
All right.
But so that right there is your story here with Major League Baseball.
Well, the way you read it, I can't even understand. It's like you're nervous, you're scared. You all right?
I'm fine.
All right, buddy. Sports betting, about 47 million people, 1 in 5 American adults, are expected to make a combined $8.5 billion on March Madness. I should say bet. $8.5 billion on March Madness.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And these are just projected. You know, remember, the real numbers are always more than the projected.
Correct.
Because you never could put a projected number on all this illegal booking. They can only go off sports books, offshore sports books. A lot of offshore sports books don't give you the real information because they're keeping all the cash, lying, not paying taxes anyway.
Correct.
Then you sure as fuck ain't getting any information from all the illegal bookies.
Correct.
So it's just bigger and bigger and billion. But it's a multi-billion / trillion with a T dollar industry. Let's do a quick recap from last week. I'm going to knock it out real quick. Guys, I don't mean to pump myself on the back, but I give you guys more information than you could possibly imagine. Recap from last week. Virginia won by 20 over NC State. Kansas State covered over TCU. If I'm not mistaken, I said Oregon is 10-1 to the under. Guess what the result was? Oregon and Utah combined just 120 points. Now, that's what I call an absolute blowout winner.
Yes,
you do
sir.
like making money, correct? My God. Oregon went under again versus Washington.
Yep.
What I mean, guys, I'm giving you nothing but winners. This show isn't to break down every fucking game. It's a show that tells you who to fucking bet on and how you make money and who the fuck to stay away from. Real fucking simple. I'm pissed off that YouTube has us at 6,000, 7,000, and 10,000 subscribers. What the fuck, guys? This is a million fucking subscribers show. I'm making people millions of fucking dollars. Anyway, Duke went under versus North Carolina. Washington covered over Colorado. Virginia did not cover. Sorry, I lost one. You know, I do lose. I'm human. And these are free games, guys. Imagine if you call and get the real deals.
Correct.
Shout out to my boy Nick out there, 13-2, betting $10,000 a game. Oregon did not go under against ASU. Michigan State covered over Wisconsin. Duke, another under against Florida State. Michigan State covered over Michigan. Guess what, guys? 9-3 in the 12 games I gave you last week. You ain't fucking hitting 9-3 on your own, and there ain't another fucking show out there that's hitting 9-3. VSN Network, you got to be fucking kidding me. Brent Musburger, you don't know a fucking thing about betting sports. Nothing. You know what the locker room smells like in 1952 when Magic Johnson farted when you were interviewing him, but you don't know a fucking thing about the spread. And the idiot fucks that you have on your show, these guys don't know shit either. That's why they're broke. That's why they live in an apartment, one-bedroom condos, don't have an office, and don't make any money. Only place they can get a job is on your show, because on your show, they only know what you tell them. No one knows. You don't have to be real. So, Brent, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit about sports, and the Vaccaro and all you little dicks on the VSN network, you're all broke. Did I stutter? You're all broke. None of you have sports consulting offices like me, because if you knew what you were doing, you would. And you'd make a bunch of money rather than acting like you're a sports bettor, when in reality, you bet $50 a game, you play 5-cent poker machines, and you're a fucking basehead. Guys, this business is the biggest facade, and it's full with so much bullshit, it's not even fucking funny. Plain and fucking simple. Since you guys bet so much, you're right there in a casino, why don't you show a picture of your ticket? Go to the casino, bet 50 grand like I do, and show a picture of it. If not, shut the fuck up, because you're not sports bettors, and you're not a sports consultant, because none of you guys on VSN have a sports consultant license to be a sports consultant. You know what that means? You don't have an office. So eat a fucking dick, and you people out there, stop be fooled with all the fake bullshit. Anybody can buy views, and anybody can buy their way up to the top. Doesn't mean that they're the best in the world, guys. Like I said, be careful. Let's move on. Friday's games. Let's go over some hot totals. Write this down and circle it. Oregon Ducks, 12-2 to the under in the last 14 games. Duke, 7-2, guys. Are they heating up? Is Zion going to come through? Inquiring minds want to know. Here's one thing I do know. Duke is 7-2 to the under in their last 9 games, and I've been on every fucking one of them. Every fucking one of them. And I've told you guys about every one of them. Colgate. Now, I'm not talking about you guys in the sports book out there that need to brush your teeth. Colgate's a good word for you, too, because your breath smells like your ass. And remember, if you're at the sports book and you're from out of town, do not listen to the dirty, stinky old man in line or the guy that has a jersey on that looks like he played basketball. These motherfuckers don't know shit, or they wouldn't be living in the sports book looking for a free drink. If you're going to the book, stay focused, money manage, go into the book knowing who you're going to bet it and fucking leave. And if you lose, don't chase that money. Have a program and stick to it. That's what I'm all about, money management and discipline. Colgate, Poppy, 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games, and I've been on every fucking one of them. Write that down, guys. Now, you want to talk about who's hot? Iona's hot as a pistol, hot as fish grease. 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games. But be careful, North Carolina has won 4 straight against the spread. This game could easily be a trap. You got to be careful. Georgia State, write this down, guys, 8-1. Georgia State, 8-1 in their last 9 games against the spread. I've been on every fucking one of them. You haven't. Gardner-Webb. Are you going to sit here and tell me that you guys been betting Gardner fucking Webb? No, you know who Charlotte's Web is. You know what a spider web is, but you sure as fuck don't know nothing about Gardner-Webb. Well, guess what? 7-1 against their spread in their last 8 games, including 5 straight. You think they're hot, Poppy?
I think they're hot as fish grease.
Gardner-Webb, 7-1, wins their last 8 games, including 5 straight against the spread. Remember, we don't care who wins or loses. We care who covers the spread. Beat the spread, get some head. We've said it from the beginning. In the NIT, what was my biggest game yesterday?
Xavier against Toledo.
Xavier, everybody that called up and got Steve Stevens' personal play, Xavier, and by the way, They're 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. Get your fucking money, Xavier. I love you guys. You've been making my pockets fatter than they already fucking are. Guys, is your bank account smaller than mouse pussy? Does your sports book account look like a fly shit? 877-220-6540. Let me take you from crawling to balling because you fucking deserve it. Let's talk about some teams that I want you to stay away from that'll put you in the poorhouse and have you catching an early flight or hitchhiking your ass back home during the tournament. Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa Hawkeyes. I ain't talking about Hawkeye from MASH. Iowa Hawkeyes 1-9 against the spread in their last 10 games.
Ouch.
Iowa will have you living on Boulder Highway with your nuts itching, which never can be a good thing.
No.
You know who else is going to have you itching, twitching, looking for a hit off the rock? Washington. What happened to this fucking team, dude? Washington 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games.
Ouch.
Now, we were going to talk about the long-awaited Sopranos, prequel. I guess Tony Soprano's son, James Gandolfini, is going to play his son.
Yes.
Now, I'm excited about this. I'm a Sopranos fan. However, I don't got time for Sopranos during the tournament, so we'll get with Soprano Jr. and all that shit some other time. Get out the way of my money, buddy. Sopranos trilogy or movie ain't going to make me no money today, okay?
No.
Remind me to talk about that when I got nothing else to talk about. Now, one thing that is very relevant, and I've said this last week.
We talked about
and
it
I've
last
said
week.
it every fucking week. Poppy, what did I say last week?
You said T-Mobile Arena for the hockey games is unbelievable, second to none, asked me.
I was actually being cocky telling you, Poppy, I don't care what any motherfucker says.
Correct.
I said, have my back on this. Is the T-Mobile Arena the most poppin' NHL arena you've ever been in your fucking life? That's what I asked.
By far.
Okay. Read what they said.
Ironically, they came out and T-Mobile Arena was voted as the arena with the best atmosphere in the NHL League Players Association at the Players Award. But the Bell Center in Montreal was second, and Bridgestone Arena over in Nashville was voted third.
Yeah. So once again, guys, I'm third generation born and raised in Vegas. I'm the real deal Las Vegas. I didn't come from Alaska and then change my name to Vegas Steve. I didn't come from Hawaii and change my name to Vegas Darren. Motherfucker, I'm the real deal third generation born and raised in this motherfucker, and can't nobody do shit about it. Sports betting is in my blood, it's in my natures, and I got more connections than any motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. I'm not some fucking kid that's a good handicapper. I deal with players, coaches, CEOs, and the motherfuckers that make the line, which is a lot more important than some guy running his mouth picking games on a computer. Wouldn't you agree, Poppy?
I totally agree.
Robert Kraft, I told him, I love him, I got his back. Yep. He's been offered a deferred prosecution. Now, for you squares out there, let me tell you what that is. That means the charges would be dropped, but it would require that Kraft admit that he could be proved guilty in trial. Kraft's attorney said, eat a dick, we ain't doing nothing like that. He'd rather fight the charges in trial than admit the guilt. Here's the question. Would you take the deal if you were Kraft? If I was Kraft, I would absolutely not take the deal because you already got accused and found guilty of doing it anyway. Whoever brought this story out on you wanted to run your name through the mud, and they accomplished that. You could get pled guilty on this charge. It's literally a fine and 10 hours community service. So if I was you, with your money and your connections, knowing that you did nothing but get a little head and a jack off, you take that to court, you beat all that falsified shit you say, and you shove it up your ass just because you got the money and you can.
Well, 3 podcasts ago, you brought the story up. You said Robert Kraft did nothing wrong. They tried to hook him into a human trafficking
Get the fuck out of
scheme,
here.
and it was proven none of that took place,
Correct.
as you said.
Yeah, as a stalker trying to run his name through the mud because, once again, them boys got that Super Bowl.
Yep.
And, once again, the haters can eat a dick. Shout out to Mark Wahlberg and all them Boston and the Car and the Bob boys. Fair enough? Anyway, let's move on. Earl Spence Jr., 25-0, which, by the way, it was a little star-studded event. Money May was in the house.
Yeah.
A couple big players attended this. 25-0, 21 knockouts, made the fourth defense of his IBF welterweight title with a dominant unanimous decision win over Mikey Garcia. Spence says he wants to be the next new Floyd Mayweather of boxing.
I'm sure he wants to be.
Doesn't everybody that wins a belt say he wants to be the next Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
Fuck, I would too. Who wouldn't want to be a billionaire that never lost?
Yeah.
Are you mad at him for saying that?
No.
Absolutely not. Does this guy have the assassin in him to market and everything like that? No. I don't think there's going to ever be another Floyd Mayweather for a long, long time that has all the components. You guys got to understand, Floyd became a billionaire from his craft. Zero in sponsors. That never fucking happens.
No.
All these athletes become billionaires, if they do, or hundreds of millions, from sponsors, not just from your craft. He made $1 billion straight from purses. So yes, I want to be the Floyd Mayweather of boxing too, Garcia, Spence, everybody else that wants to be him too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Floyd was at the fights, which tells me that he obviously likes the dude. Wanted to go see him fight over there. Because as much as I love Jay Leone, he wasn't there to see Jay Leone lose again. Come on now, Jay Leone. You're representing that motherfucking TMT, man. We can't have you losing no fights. But overall, it was a good night, huh? Let's get into some number one seeds, Poppy.
All right.
The reason why I brought you along, like I said, is we know how to talk a little shit in the tournament, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take a little 30-minute break. When we come back, we'll talk strictly tournament, show you guys what to look out for, and right after the break. Fair enough? You do like making money, correct? I'm Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm the Bookie Killer. Whether you're here in town on business or to flat out gamble, don't forget, sports betting is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you deserve your fair share. Call 877-220-6540 or go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, mention this ad, and get a $500 personal play absolutely free. See you in the winner's circle. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Darren Otero, a.k.a. Steve Stevens, the Bookie Killer. First half, we went over a couple, nuggets that I've told you about over and over and over, a couple trends that you just can't avoid, games that, bottom line, get the fucking money for you. If you're just tuning into this podcast, this is all about sports betting. I tell you who to bet and how to make more money betting sports than any other podcast or anybody else, for that matter, in the fucking world. Let's do a little tournament wrap, and then we'll get through this podcast. Who's the number one seeds brought to you by?
March Madness brought to you by betonline.ag. BetOnline.ag is one of the web's most popular betting destination, and there's no better time than now to place your action. Start crashing in with college basketball, the NBA regular season, and those red-hot hockey totals we've been talking about. With its management team together since 1991, BetOnline.ag offers wagering on nearly every sport and event possible. Once you're in on the action, you'll see firsthand why BetOnline.ag has an A-plus rating, including the earliest opening odds in the industry, the best live betting software in the business, and most importantly, fast payouts. Sign up for a new account using the promotional code STEVE and get a 50% bonus on your first deposit up to $1,000. That's promotional code STEVE on any new account sign up. BetOnline.ag, because you can.
You can and you will. Abso-fucking-lutely. Let's get into some number one seeds, Poppy. Guys, grab a pen and a piece of paper. Listen close. Number one seeds, we got Duke. We got Gonzaga. We got North Carolina. We got Virginia. Who do you think is going to stand strong in these number one seeds? Or rather than that, do you think anyone will fall in the first round in these number one seeds?
I don't think anybody will fall in the first round. I don't think Gonzaga will hold through all the way to form. I think that the committee was very pro-ACC, as you see, giving the ACC 3 number one seeds, over a team like Tennessee, who won their tournament, over a team like Michigan State, who was co-champions of the regular season and then won their tournament. So, I think the committee thinks the ACC is very strong.
Yeah, the committee?
Yes.
So do I. I think it's the strongest. I think it's the strongest.
I would agree. I think probably at least two of these number one seeds make it probably to the Final Four, and it won't be Gonzaga. So I think two of the other three probably make it to the Final Four.
All right. What about Duke? You think they're getting their shit back together? Zion's back on the team? Think they're going to start playing like they did in the beginning of the year?
I do. I think they're as talented as any team out there. But again,
do they
this
cover
is a
those
tournament.
spreads? That's why you call 877-220-6540 to get with me. So, yeah, you got to be careful. Virginia. Virginia's covered the spread a lot. They've been a very solid team for us as well. What's their weaknesses?
Well, Virginia, they got upset last year in the opening round against number 16 UMBC. Virginia went down in the ACC tournament early. They didn't make it over to the finals. So Virginia's weaknesses, they're a very good team. They're a good defensive team. They're physical, but they're not the greatest scoring team and shooting team. And if it gets one of those nights where they can't put the ball in the basket and they find a team who gets hot, they'll be in trouble. But I do think Virginia will go far this year. But if they have one of those bad nights again, be careful.
I agree. They get down by double digits, they can't crawl back. It's one of the type of team that has to stay in the game the whole time because they have no lights-out shooters. You hit that right on the head. They don't score a lot. Let's move on to number 2 seeds. Michigan State, Kentucky, Michigan, Tennessee. We'll start with Michigan State, Poppy. Well,
Michigan State, they just won again the Big Ten tournament, and they were co-champions with Purdue in the Big Ten regular season.
Getting +1, I think they were.
Yes, against Michigan. They beat Michigan 3 times. As somebody who loves both Michigan and Michigan State, it was bittersweet. I liked seeing it, but I also cried when Michigan lost.
Poppy, no one's asking if you're crying. What do you think about Michigan State as a number 2 seed?
I think Michigan State deserves to be a number 2 seed. I think Michigan State will make a run. Do I see them getting to the Final Four? No.
Okay, I like that. Kentucky.
Kentucky is talented as any team. Young, John Calipari, lots of blue chip recruits and stuff like that. I think the inexperience will catch up with them. They make a run, but I don't think go to the Final Four either.
I agree. I think they're too young. I don't think they have any type of full-out structure or any OG in that team at all. You need some OG veterans to mentally get you to the championship at this time of the year. Remember, in this time of the year, mental play is a lot.
Yes.
How you're sleeping, where you're sleeping, in the hotel room, are you over here? Are you sleeping in the floor? Was your flight fucked up? Now, hold on, let's finish. Michigan. What do you think about Michigan? Is Michigan going to make it anywhere?
Michigan also, I think, makes a run. Not all the way. I think when they have to play some of these other teams that can push the ball up and down the court, Michigan will be outclassed at that point. But I think they make a run, but again, not to the Final Four.
Now, a team that'll probably make a run, then disappoint you like they do every time. Let's talk about Tennessee.
Tennessee is talented when they play good as any. I could have seen them as a number 1 seed, but like you said, they play great, and then they disappoint you the next week.
It's fucking ridiculous. They'll blow somebody out by 40, then you get them the next week -6, they win by 3. If they win at all, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Now, let me ask you this. Does being a number 2 seed, in your opinion, have an advantage of being a number 1 seed? Like you say, you're like, this team could have easily been a number 1 seed. I mean, would you rather be a number 1 seed? Who plays the weaker team?
I mean, I think always
number 1.
Yeah, number 1. Do I think it's a huge advantage? No, but is it a slight advantage? Yes.
Correct. You'd rather be a number 1 seed and play the shittier team than be a number 2 seed and have to play a team that actually gives you a lot of competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I mean, that goes either way. Now, let's talk about some key games that are going off here. Fuck, we got here early in about an hour.
Yep.
These games will be long played, so it doesn't even fucking matter. You got number 7, Louisville, taking on number 10, Minnesota.
Yep.
This game right here, is it a game that you're looking to put a bunch of money on? No. Is Louisville as strong as everyone says? No. Have they let me down all year? Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if not only Minnesota won the game, but beat the fuck out of them and covered.
So you're looking for an upset in game 1.
I'm looking for a high-scoring game in this game. I see a tempo where they score a lot of points. But more importantly, could Louisville go down in this game? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is Minnesota a team that's going to go berserk? No. But these two teams really don't match up. I'd have to say Minnesota would have the momentum going into it. You also got Maryland, number 6, and number 11, Belmont.
Yeah, Belmont won their opening game to get into the tournament to face them.
Now, are they over? Are the lines makers a little over crediting them in this line, or what's the deal here?
Yeah, Maryland is a 3. Maryland is an extremely talented team from the Big Ten. However, they're one of the youngest teams in the country.
Correct.
They've sat there and played some of the tough Big Ten teams right down to the wire. I think Belmont shot their shot. They won their game to get in here now. I think Maryland and the class is going to prevail in this one personally.
Well, it's not a matter of who wins or loses. It's just a matter of it's not a game that you would bet big money on, okay? Some of the big money games this afternoon, like we talked about, you got Kansas playing this afternoon. You know, there's a couple big dollar games out there to be looking forward to, like I said. So just because the tournament's going on doesn't mean you bet every fucking game. You might have a blowout winner in the morning on the Minnesota-Louisville game, and then rather than look for another basketball game, call me. I'll give you a blowout Major League Baseball game you can make 5-10 grand on, and then catch another basketball game tonight. It's all about the money, man. Doesn't matter if it's a pissing contest or you go to the Spearmint Rhino and it's 2 strippers slapping the shit out of each other.
Right.
As long as I got the information and it pays, that's all that matters, right?
And like you said, too, the information that you get when it comes down to, which players are sick, who has food poisoning, the hotels,
You don't
the
get
travel,
that in the computer.
That's things that is priceless, guys, that he really gets that other people do not, and it really comes down to it.
Say that again, Poppy. What do I do?
He truly gets the information. He knows who's playing,
So I'm not
delayed.
just looking at scores and odds, picking games, and then just selling them to people like every other room?
The network of sources that he has is second to none, guys, and that's why he gets the money he does, and that's why he's where he is in this business.
I think that's why CNBC, the Business Financial Network, did 11-hour-long episodes all about me and my business, because I proved to the stock market that there's more money to be made in sports betting than there is in the stock market. Plain and fucking simple.
Correct.
So anyway, guys, we're going to do a little NHL. It wouldn't be right if we didn't, because we're making a hell of a lot of fucking money on it.
Yeah.
NHL segment's brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie, what up? They're in the race for the top spot as our sponsor.
Yeah.
I love you guys, and best believe we will make a lot of money. First weekend of the NCAA tournament is the greatest betting event of the year. Whether you filled out a bracket, picked the national championship, or predicted first-round upsets, MyBookie is the perfect home for your March Madness action. Will Zion Williamson and his teammates cement their legacy at Duke with a national title? Who fucking knows? Can Virginia get past its loss to a 16 seed last year? Is it the year that Kentucky gets back to the Final Four? If you know the answers, or even if you don't, which is probably the case, mybookie.ag is the place where you need to get yourself in action. They have something for everyone, even the guy who filled out way too many brackets this year. MyBookie has been in business since 2012 and has delivered on its promise of excellent customer service and fast and easy payouts. And when I say fast, I mean 48 hours or less. That's the type of offshore book a motherfucker wants, you know what I mean?
Yep.
With its inline betting and the most rewarding player perks in the business, MyBookie.ag is the premier destination for any serious sports bettor. And today, MyBookie is offering a 50% deposit bonus on all new accounts to jumpstart your bankroll. Log on to MyBookie.ag today to use the promotional code Las Vegas, all one word, to collect on the industry's biggest bonus incentive. And make sure to follow BetMyBookie on Twitter and Instagram to get the latest odds and props as they are posted. Kick back, enjoy March Madness while you watch your picks cash in at MyBookie. And remember, who you're betting on is just as important as who you're betting with. Let's do a little NHL recap for Friday following 30's podcast. Ready? Tampa Bay Lightning beat Detroit and went over in the first period. Oh my God, 2 more winners we gave you last week. What else, Poppy?
The Arizona Coyotes beat Anaheim that night as well. Dallas Stars went under in the first period and under in the full game. Another stat that you've been preaching here the last 8-9 weeks on the podcast. Vancouver went under versus New Jersey, and the Blackhawks finally went under. A result on the week of 6-1. Another 6-1 week in hockey. Free gold nuggets by you.
Abso-fucking-lutely, and it's going to continue. Like I said, not to mention getting money in hockey, we're going to talk about who's hot. Tampa Bay Lightning with yet another win streak going. This time, it's up to 6 straight wins. Guys, I put you on trends, and these motherfuckers are getting you 6, 7 units in 10 days. What else you want from me? What else you want my company to do for you? No wonder we're not getting 300 phone calls a day. We're down to about 70. Skip said it right before he's left. He's like, man, I love you, but you give out way too many free nuggets to these people. We're here to make money, not give away money. You know what I mean?
You're making millionaires is what you're doing. For free.
Winnipeg, Nashville, and Vegas, all with 3 straight wins. Shout out to the Vegas Knights out there. Hopefully we could get something going, make a little run here at the end, and see what we can fucking do. Think we got a chance?
I do. So Tampa Bay, speaking of Tampa Bay, they were the first team to clinch a playoff spot. Over with the Knights, San Jose and Calgary both just clinched. It's very, very likely that the Knights are going to be playing either San Jose or Calgary in the first round. It's pretty much locked into one of those 2 teams.
Well, that's fine, man. We could pound neither one of them. I don't give a
think
fuck.
So. We just beat both teams.
That's what I mean. You come into the fucking T-Mobile arena, you're liable to get that ass smacked. You know what I mean? Because we will beat you down. Write this down. These are unders. Unders in hockey. New York Islanders with 5 straight unders, ladies and gentlemen. They only scored 8 goals total in 5 fucking games.
What more do you need?
What else do you want from me, guys? The under in the New York Islanders. Columbus Blue Jackets, 7-1 to the under in their last 8 games. 7-1 to the under in their last 8 games. Guys, if you're betting these trends and stuff, I'm telling you, you're picking up like 30 units every fucking 10 days. That's outrageous money. No offense, that's more than you're making at your job. Guys, for all you oil tycoons, real estate people, people that flew out to Vegas that are sitting in a hotel room watching this, there comes a time where you deserve a second income. Stop fucking around. Let me be your huckleberry. Call me up at 877-220-6540 and let me make you more money during this tournament than you've ever made in your fucking life. Let me show you how to turn 10,000 into 50. Let me show you how to turn 50,000 into $250,000. Let me show you how to turn a small little $5,000 bankroll into 15,000. Why? Because you fucking deserve it. And like I said, I work strictly commission basis only. I don't get paid unless you do. That pretty much cuts all the bullshit out of it right off the bat. If you want a no-nonsense, no bullshit, real licensed and bonded sports consultant that deals with multi-million-dollar clients every fucking day, call me. I want to work with you on a one-on-one basis. I want to make you that second income. And more importantly, I want to make your suitcase a little fatter than when you got out to town. For all you people out there, I don't give a fuck where you bet. You find a way to get me on the fucking phone, and I'm going to do you one favor. You call right now, I'll give you one of my personal plays that I'm betting 5 or 6 figures on for $99. If you can't afford a $100 bill to speak with Steve Aroni, you don't deserve to be a sports bettor or in the business. And to all you other people out there that are here to celebrate, here to watch the tournament, let's get fucked up, let's make money, and remember, don't let the players be the only ones to get paid. Don't drink and drive, be safe, March Madness, baby, let's go get it, we love you.
It's Steve Stevens, I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Pop.
I keep hearing things. I keep hearing things. It must be the money talking. It must be the money talking. I keep hearing things. I keep hearing things. I keep hearing things. It must be the money talking. It must be the money talking.